Right. I mean, listen, I was telling you before we started recording too, I ran for the state house in 2020
Yeah.
and won the primary, lost the general in a gerrymandered district. And it wasn't by a lot. I mean, it was doable. It was
Mm,
it was like 14, 1,200, 1,400 votes. It was doable.
mm.
And yet, so I told you that the month after that, the Democratic women of Cumberland County said, "We want you to be our president." And so the outgoing president was this wonderful, wonderful white sister named Devin. And Devin brings me all the like presidential stuff in the tubby. And we're sitting in my garage and we're just talking. And she says, "It really pissed me off because I knew a lot of white Democratic women in your district who said," and I quote now, this is a
Mm.
direct quote, "I know Kimberly's the better candidate, but I can't see myself being represented by a Black woman." And
What was
I,
that? Was that 1957?
right,
Is
right.
that when that was? That clearly that conversation couldn't have happened
It was
from the time of the
2020.
iPhone.
2020. It was, and if you think about who was, and I showed you before, one of the newspapers from the
Mhm.
Fayetteville Press,
Yeah, you got to back it
all
up a little bit.
these
Hmm.
amazing Black women that were running for office. And this is just a small smattering of them. There were so
Mm.
many. Cynthia
Who?
Wallace and Pat Timmons Goodson going for Congress. You had me and Dr. Francis Jackson and Dr. Amy Steele and so many others who were going for the state house. You had, or the Senate, including Sidney Batch, who was already in the House and was running for re-election. You
Mm.
had Yvonne Lewis Holly, who was running to be the first Black woman lieutenant governor. Jessica Holmes, who was just your state auditor for a minute, was
That's
running
right.
for commissioner of labor. Laura Cubbage, who was also running for Supreme Court, was running for the Court of Appeals. Like we had all of these amazing, amazing women running for all sorts of things, mayor and everything. And at one point, we created our own community online on Zoom. We met every Thursday because remember this was the election of COVID, so we were all running
Hmm.
online. And at our height, we had about 18 to 20 Black women that would just drop in periodically. We were supporting each other and everything. And every single one of us lost, with the exception of DeAndrea Salvatore, who was running in a D plus, like a super blue district. Like there was no way she
Mm.
was going to lose that race. Sydney Batch didn't even win re-election. Fortunately, she was able to get put into the Senate later on. That was great, and she's still there. But like that's crazy. And these are women who were accomplished, women who had, all the right stuff, all the degrees, all the everything. And even the ones that didn't, they had the passion.